Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, Zokrite here, she, her pronouns, back with the final week of Twitch streaming in the current format. Got 1 week left until the PNG Tuber debut. Come in next week and this place is going to look pretty different. Very excited about that. I got the PNG Tuber files on Monday. And I got to test it out and it looks great. Just need to finish up a few details and it should be good to go next week. I won't tell you what it looks like, but JJ, you might be interested to know that the person who worked on this PNG Tuber, the artist, is Mr. Caffeine. Anyways, got a week until debut, so this is gonna be the last week you're gonna be seeing a purple. Yes, the Stinky himself, whatever you want to call him. Say what you want about how he attacks his streamer, but he does a damn good PNG tuber. IMO. Anyways, this week's schedule is pretty similar to last week's. The main difference is that since we finished Undertale, we're slotting in the Minecraft stream on Sunday. That stream's going to be our official 100 follower celebration. It'll be the first time I'm showing off the Minecraft stream, well, the Minecraft server. It'll be the first time I've really played Minecraft since I made the house in there, like maybe a month ago. I am very not experienced with Minecraft. Gonna warn y'all about that right now. Anyways, like last week, I am going to keep the music playlist on because we've played this entire game once before, and you've already heard all the background music for it. It's not that amazing. It's decent. Like, it's not, I want to listen to this playlist, I want to listen to this one song for 3 playthroughs in a row. It's not that good. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get her booted up. Let's see here. Alright, gotta turn the playlist back up a bit. If I need to change the volume of the playlist for different songs, let me know. I know it's not perfectly balanced, because YouTube sucks like that. Oh yeah, and before we get started, thank you, Judge and Fluff, for following me. You're officially the 100th follower. They followed me after the raid on Sunday. And thank you to Andy Soros for following me earlier this morning. Very appreciated. Anyways, continue to the sequel, baby! Anyways, as you just got told, we're playing against, I believe, Top Man. So what do we got down here? Okay, we found the cutscene trigger. I don't think we had this scenario before. I think we had Sparkman's scenario for the end of the tournament last time. That being said, our opponent this time is a big old grouch. And his story is that he likes to make tops, these big old toys. And he's trying to show it off to his grandson, but he's like, lame. That's so old school, Gramps. Kids are only interested in the new stuff. Essentially, he gets called a boomer, and that sends him into a fucking spiral. Tops are boring. They just spin. This kid would get crucified by the Beyblade community. To be fair, if it's the only thing his grandpa shows him, I can understand it a bit, but like, have some tact. Up, it's malfunctioning. There's a virus in the top. This is the worst mistake of my whole life. You're like 60, dude. You've made worse mistakes. Alright, we're jacking into this guy's moving top. Good luck aiming. Alright. Anything in the side here? $1,600. More like 70 to 80. Yeah, I can see that. Anyway, it's literally just a meh. But actually, it's not just a meh. It's a bunch of things. We're also fighting outside, so I get to do this. Get insta-deleted, idiot. Yeah, for those of you who weren't here when we got it, the gun soul chips essentially do a decent amount of damage normally, but they deal like somewhere ridiculous, like triple the amount of damage if you do it when you jack in from somewhere outside with sunlight. He's like, what are you doing? You messed with my top, even though I admitted it was going crazy. And he's like, I thought we were just beating viruses for you, dude. And he's like, leave me alone, you whippersnapper. My Navi could have beaten that virus easily. And he's like, you're a net battler too, even though we're literally going against someone named Top Man in the next round. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I guess net battle is more than just a game for the young. Old people can battle too, and they can lose just as easily. He refuses to show us his Navi, though. And Lan gets all pissed off about it. That's ageist. Listen, expecting a complicated storyline from Battle Network is not going to happen. At the very least, it's not going to be handled well. We still haven't gotten past the rampant sexism in this series, let alone anything about ageism. Anyways, he says he can't show us this now because it's broken. Gotta find a gold bug. We did gold bugs as one of the preliminary quests, I think. Ageism is only protected against in recent times. Yeah, that's true, and also not as much in Japanese society. Okay, so he was talking about the preliminary. The dude's just not in his right mind right now. What would you be able to do to help? You're only the son of one of the most famous Navi scientists in the world. Protecting stuff is far more Western than Eastern. I was talking about more so, like, assuming old people aren't good enough to do anything. Why is it broken anyway? It's a makeshift Navi, so it's always broken. Dude made this Navi from scratch. Listen, if the dude wants to make tops, he's going to make tops. And he made this Navi specifically because he wants to be able to relate to his grandson who cares more about net battling than tops. The old folks' home does have a net battle club, but they won't have anything to do with me. Why won't they have anything to do with you? That top maker for 50 years? I always said that net battles were for children. Oh, so you're worried that they won't let you in because you've always been dismissive of their hobby, huh? And Lan's just like, just say sorry, dude. A lot funner. Nonsense. Apologizing, I'm too good for that. And man commits to fixing it all by himself. Which, of course, is not going to end well. What a stubborn old man. Nope, he just won't show us his Navi. But he forgot his top, so we have an excuse to follow him. So the game gives us absolutely no hints about where this guy went, in case you're curious. So guess what? We have to search all over the place for him. And the game's not really going to give us any hints unless we look in the right place. Where's the right place? Good luck finding out. The answer is in front of this big old TV store. Yeah, he did specifically mention he was looking for chips. But if we were looking for chips, you would have to go onto, like, the net shops. This place sells general electronics. It does not sell chips to us in the game. So it actually gave us a bit of wrong information if we're trying to use context clues. Anyways, he's trying to figure out a way to make his Navi less broken. But he doesn't know enough and he's too proud to ask for help. That old man sure gets mad a lot. And Mega Man says he's such a typical craftsman, like Mega Man's ever met those people in his life. You live inside the pet. He does feel bad for the guy because he's just trying to get along with his grandkid. But he's letting his pride get in the way. So we have to try and find the Net Battler Club. And it says they get together in the park, which we actually do know where to go. So that's better than it is sometimes. Yeah, I do think this is probably one of the better storylines. Not a fan of the grandson, are you? Listen, the kid's probably like 6 or something. He don't know better. Anyways, we found the Net Battlers Club. Oh yeah, no, I get it, I get it. It's definitely one of the more relatable story arcs in the game. I won't say it's like an amazing story arc, but it's better than a lot of them I've seen. Anyways, we find the Net Battlers Club and they're like, yeah, you're kind of young for this. And we're like, yeah, we know, we're asking for someone else. And even these guys are like, yeah, he's kind of stubborn. And they're like, we understand why he wants to do this for his grandson, but he's also insulted us and never apologized for it. So it's kind of rude to assume that we'll help him. And Lan here is trying to convince them, rather than trying to convince the old man he needs to swallow his pride and apologize. Kind of going about in the wrong order. Anyways, they'll help out, but because he's been a jerk to them in the past, we have to do something for them first. We have to prove that we care enough in order to do this favor for them. if we want their assistance, we have to pass a test. And he's like, I think you're full of shit, but I'll do it. And this is our fetch quest for the run. Gotta find them, and we gotta solve their quiz. Anyways, it's in town area, so we're going to be better served going to Yai's house and logging in from AC/DC. Well, actually, I have the warp page, I think. So I should be able to skip a bit. Yeah, this here's Yai's homepage banner we have a shortcut for. So we do that, go here, and we're already in AC/DC 3, which is right next to Town 1. And enter. Now we have to find 4 of them, I think. Metagel. Okay, so that yoinks my space. That being said, we have solutions for that. There we go. Our new Fire Soul. Regular person. Nothing down there. Free bug frag, thank you. There we go. Just have to wait for them to shoot. Anyways, one of the guys... Yeah, I figured you'd be in this little fucking detour area. Found one. Hey you, youngster, care to take my quiz? The question. I am only useful when I am full. Yet I am always full of holes. What am I? Sponge. Secret 1. Alright, there's one down. This is where the warp from the electronics place would have taken us, but we would have gone past a bit of it. We would have gone past the first guy. No one up there. I always feel like there should be someone up there, but there's never anyone up there. Gotcha! Fire charge has got the range. I think I see one down on that path. I see one up here. Matching wits with such a young Navi makes me feel young. Let's go. Here's the question. Brothers and sisters I have none, but that man's father is my father's son. I think that's just me. I have to do some fucking stupid minigame. Luckily, it's pretty easily. It's just LR mashing. I still got the secret, though. So it's not really that much of an inconvenience. Up. Down here, there's greedy. 700 bucks. We got a lot of money once I start finding places that sell HP ups again. Alright, start with Windsoul. As expected, they immediately fucking break it. Go. Here's number 3. And I imagine there's going to be one in Town 3. I'm too old to match you physically, but I'm not too old to match wits. I build up castles. I tear down mountains. I make some men blind. I help others to see. Sand is the answer. Secret number 3. And then there should be one more if we go to... Just say, I already talked to you. You sold me the fucking jetboard parts for way too much money. Anyways, one should be in Town 3 and then we'll be good to go. Got it! Free guard 2, thank you. Moving on to area 3. Last guy should be up here. Yeah, I fucking knew you'd be over here in the middle of nowhere, you fucking dick. Invisible. Makes you invincible. That should be enough in the end. And got the heal off. Last one. Learned a lot of stuff in my long, long life. Ready? Yes, we get it. You're old. Here's the question. Lighter than what I am made of. More of me is hidden than is seen. What am I? Iceberg. Alright, there's the last one. Think the chief would meet with you. Chief of the Net Battle Club, of course. He'll teach you the most important thing about making navis. Getting the chief to promise to help Tensuke is the final test, and he's an AC/DC. Alright, let's warp out so we can just go back in and check through AC/DC from the start, because it doesn't tell us in what area. It's probably an AC/DC 3, because everything's in the final area of an area. That's the rule. That's the rule in this game. If it's in an area, it's in area 3. It's actually in area 1. Wow. Nothing up there. Just look and see if there's any hidden goodies. Oh, it's you. Have a minute? I hear you've been working on behalf of Tensuke. I respect that, but I want you to know I can't help you. Look, no offense, but I'd like you to leave here now. And he fights us. Or he sends out creatures to fight us. Gotcha! Isn't this going a little far? The chief did say we couldn't give him any advice. Why can't he just accept Tensuke? Probably because Tensuke hasn't fucking apologized. The chief and Tensuke have always been at odds. They'd always fight about work. Yeah, but still. I can tell that by your expression that Tensuke means business. Can't you? Hang on one moment. Beep, beep, beep. But it's me. Who else do you think would call? I want to talk to your operator. Tell him to come to Electown Square right now. Tell him to stop whining and come down immediately. Let me guess, he was talking to Top Man himself? Anyways, the chief has agreed to meet Tensuke. That's all I can do. It's up to the two of them now. Music was like, you're inactive now. Of course I am. I'm doing something else. It's background music. Anyways, we got them to meet at least. Anyways, I think we need to go to the actual Electown area. Sorry, stupid cough. Okay, this is Electown Square, I believe. If not, it puts us close. Oh wait, it might actually just be outside. I'm like, wait a moment. Yeah, it's this area. Alright, we got them to meet. And they look like brothers. Are they related? Arg. Stubborn old man. Stop stalling and give me the advice. Did you apologize? Yeah, they literally look the same. What are you blabbering about, you stubborn old man? You want some advice so you can get along with your grandson. After making fun of net battles all that time, you ask too much. And he's like, what the? There are two of them? Are they twins? Anyways, we gotta stop them. This is why old men who can only make kites are trouble. Oh, they just have different hyperfixations, is that it? Is the green one really obsessed with making kites? Go fly away somewhere with your kite. Humph, who are you to talk? All you can do is make tops. When the two brothers both have different autistic hyperfixations. Why don't you just spin off somewhere with your tops? Hey Tensuke, got the data from the Net Battle Club. Data you need for making Navis. Look. Gave Secret 1 through Secret 4. Yow! No time for this now. Today's the day to make him mend his ways. How fucking uppity that sounds. And another thing. And another thing. Yeah. What the hell are you going on about? Oh no! I can't tell which is which. They are different colors, Lan. The top guy's orange. Hey guys, calm down already. Lan, hang in there. If you're gonna go that far, here, take it. Alright, he got the information. If you lose with this, I'll make fun of you forever. Bring it on. Don't let my overwhelming victory blow you away. Siblings! He's like, what the hell's going on? And we're like, the match is about to start. And in case you didn't notice, Lan's an idiot. And I'm 99% sure that Lan has not realized this guy is his next opponent. Which he is. But I don't think Lan realizes that. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, let's save it before we head out there. Alrighty. Den Battle Tournament Finals. Again. Alright, first off we have Lan. Everyone knows this guy. And if not, they should. He saved the world 3 times. 4 if you count the first playthrough of this game. Probably 5 or 6 times if you count the spin-offs. And his opponent's the tournament's oldest participant, Tensuke, 68 years old net battler. Almost 70, not quite 70. Yeah, see, Lan didn't fucking realize that the guy obsessed with tops is Top Man's operator. This is because he has 2 brain cells, and 7 of them are focused on net battling. He's like, you're kidding me. And it's like, no, that's literally the only reason you met this guy. Yep, it's him. Tensuke, he's our opponent. Of course, this guy had no idea we were the opponent either. But Mega Man's a lot more vague than Top Man and the guy obsessed with tops. Haha, what are the odds? It's almost like the game makes us do this. And he's like, yo, did you fix your Navi? And he's like, yeah, don't worry. It's more than fix it. It's better than ever. Thanks for your help, but this is battle. I'm still going to kick your ass. And we're like, yeah, good luck with that. I haven't struggled with a Navi since Video Man in terms of tournament fights. Anyway, this is Top Man, and you can tell he's an old Navi Because they gave him a cane. They're very creative like that. I also like how they say, I'm not too old to beat young Nabis, when they established this guy was just created to impress his grandson. He's not old. He just has an old operator. It's Battle of the Generations. They're over 50 years apart. Yeah, hammer it home, why don't you? Let's begin. Land versus Tensuke. Battle routine set. Execute. Go nuts. Alright, how many tops are you gonna fucking throw in my battlefield? Because the answer's gonna be too many. Interesting. Gotcha. Got you with the fire. Hey, pup. Doing alright? We are currently in the tournament finals against Top Man. Got him! Yeah, no worries, pup. You've already cleared your situation with me, and I've established that you're fine to take care of yourself, okay? Thank you for showing up today. Tournament clear. Thank you for showing up, though. It's appreciated, okay? Alright, tournament 1 of 3 beaten on this playthrough, and 4 out of 9 total. That was close. I never dropped below 800 hit points. Hi, Gravy! How's it going? We just finished the Den Battle tournament again. Fighting a 68-year-old man obsessed with tops. It's basically a hyperfixation. Next time we fight, I'm gonna pulverize you. Did he finally win his grandson's approval? Oh no, it's the old people. They're friends with him now. The ones from the Net Battling Club. I mean, he did make it to finals. There's the grandson. He has his grandson's approval. Woo! And his brother was the one who brought the grandson to watch. Of course, he completely changes his mind on tops because they can't ever do anything in half measures. But hey, happy ending. Woo! Anyways, now that we've gotten the tournament done, I believe next is the amusement park detour. Pretty sure they messed up portraits at one point, but it's still a nice moment. Up, and they're arguing again. Guess we can't solve everything. Anyways, we get the trophy again. Woo! Shocker, the guy who saved the world 3 times is good enough to win his local tournament. Of course, he's sure to give Mega Man a good chunk of the credit. That's how you can tell he's a good guy, because he actually cares about his Navi. Yeah, Gravy has a lot of cute emotes. I'll give them credit on that. Got trophy! Again! Woo! Why are you embarrassed about it? It's cute emotes. Would have been more embarrassing if I said you yourself are cute. Which, I mean, everyone in my chat's cute, but that's just assumed. Yeah, cute emotes are always a good thing. You can be silly and cute. You can be both. Oh, right. Because we finished the first tournament, we now get to hear about the asteroid subplot again. You know, the one that Lan doesn't learn about until, like, 10 more hours in. Featuring, obviously, not evil scientist. Oh yeah, I guess I never did announce that I put these emotes on my channel. Yeah, they're free emotes, and I can link the person who made them. I would have given them credit in, like, the Twitch credits thing, but I don't think they have a Twitch account. So unfortunately I couldn't do it that way like I could for the Bulbasaur emote. And the Kirby one. Sorry for that. Thank you for the sub, Gravy. Thank you for the gift sub. Yeah, Gravy does that sometimes. They're very nice like that. So hey, I guess you don't have to listen to the French fry ads again. And how relevant! Our next ads start in 10 minutes. So you'll get to ignore that. Anyways, now it does a little time skip. And we get to see what the plot is between the tournaments, which is barely anything. And yeah, here comes one of the stupider plot beats in the game. Inlands brings up the Dark Chip. Which if you were here last week, you would, or the week before, you would remember. We get the Dark Chip after finding Shade Man the first time. Like maybe 2 weeks ago, in-game. And we took it to the Battle Chip expert. And he's like, that shit's bad news. Get rid of it immediately. And Lan does not get rid of it. He holds on to it for like a fucking month. And he's like, I just forgot about it. We have to get rid of it quickly, I say after having already held on to it for 2 weeks. Maybe I should have done something sooner. Higsby fucking told us to get rid of it. And he's like, hey Mega Man, have you been feeling okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm feeling okay right now. And Lan's like, I was worried it would damage you, but I didn't throw it away, or do anything logical like that. I could have also turned it into, like, the authorities. He's like, if we're gonna get rid of the chip, where can we get rid of it? Maybe the people who are dedicated to searching the people who are giving out the dark chips. There's a specific organization for it. And Mega Man even points that out. Give it to the guy with the association. And he's like, yeah, maybe you're right, but you've been fine so far, so I'm gonna keep risking your health. Why? Because I don't know. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, Glaceon and Meowscarada are good Pokemon. They're not like my favorites, but they're like up there. Anyways, it's time for a reminder about how well this game writes women. This is May. Her job is to worry about Lan. She cannot have any problems of her own. Any life ambitions of her own. She is here to be a damsel in distress and be worried about Lan. It's kind of barbaric. And you can tell that this is how it goes because she says quotes like silly boy and ugh boys. Anyways, she's here today because they're doing a ticket giveaway for an amusement park. And she wants to use him to go get free tickets for her. Because of course the boy has to do the work for them. You ship the two of them? I can see the ship of the two of them working, but not with how the games write them. Maybe the anime's better. I kinda doubt it, but maybe. Anyway, she's basically throwing a brick at him saying, I'm trying to get you to go on a date with me. And Lan's just like, I wonder what's wrong with her. Is she okay? And Mega Man is also clueless in this one. Anyways, we got mail. And reminder, we just finished the other tournament, and we already have the announcement for the next one. We haven't even done anything yet. So we have that to look forward to. Quote unquote, look forward to. Anyways. The best part of this is that she gives us her code, which we do need if we want to get like all the home pages. Because May is only required, she's only allowed to like stereotypical girl things. So naturally her home screen is just all teddy bears. It's cute, but also that's basically all she gets. And also this guy just blabs that she writes about him in the diary. What a great security guard. Anyways. Banner added. Nothing wrong with being a stereotypical girl. I mean, by itself, no, but also they just don't give her anything else to do. Like, it's one thing if she's just like a one-off character and they don't have time to establish anything else with her. But she's supposed to be like the second most important character behind Nabi's show. Very laid-back security. I'm not sure if it's laid back or just incompetent. Like, it's trying, but it's fucking failing. Anyways, we're in AC/DC 1, and we need to go all the way to Town 3. I mean, second most important for love interest. But also third because Lan and Megman are first and second. I mean, yeah, but that was kind of assumed. I get what you're saying, though. Anyways, gotta go all the way to Town 3. Yippee! Let's get interrupted with encounters! Yippee! Gotcha! Oh yeah, fun fact, that little water wave attack, even if it hits, if it would hit multiple opponents, because it goes the same distance on like multiple width, it only hurts one opponent. I always kind of found that lame. Oh well. Mo. Stupid cough. Anyways, the reason I'm switching to Gut Souls is so that I can power up this Vulcan. There we go. Yeah, the cough's not been terrible, but it's been persistent in how long it's been around, so that's what annoys me about it. There's an event going on at Town Area 3. Gee, I never knew. But yeah, the worst example of, like, Mei being stereotypical girl character is probably in Battle Network 3. Because there's an entire, like, level / chapter where the entire thing is, oh, there's a washing machine coming out. And all the girls are talking about the washing machine. So you're there to help Mei install the washing machine, and then it gets caught up in, like, some sort of evil plot. Because Bubble Man exists. And it's like, gee, can't you give them anything more interesting? There we go. Yeah, I forget if it's a washing machine or a dishwasher, but it's like so fucking stereotypical that I'd expect it in like a show in the 50s. And it's like, come on, you couldn't think of anything better? Really? You know what I mean? Anyways, the ads are starting any moment, so don't be surprised if I stop playing for a moment. Fun fact, if you let this default, it always goes to the middle row. There we go. Anyways, I'll pause after this because the ads have started. Probably go grab a water bottle because I'm about out. I forgot to grab the extra. BRB, y'all. Alright, yanked the water. Ignoring doctor calls. Is there some sort of health condition you're trying to deal with, or are they just randomly spamming you? Because I feel like that's important context for this. It's social anxiety stuff. Yeah, I can get that. Also, speaking as someone who's had her blood drawn for endocrinology stuff, it sucks, but it's very doable. It's not fun, I won't lie about that, but like, it's definitely doable. You'll call them back later? Fair enough, fair enough. Just make sure you don't forget. Testing, testing. Says we're back from the ad break. Sorry about the wait, y'all. You're used to having your blood drawn. That doesn't bother me. You just don't want to talk to them. That is fair. Bug frag, woo! Alright, here's where the event's going on. You're scared for the endocrinology appointment because you're scared you'll need surgery. Why would you need surgery for the hormones? Like, there is surgery-related options for gender care, but that's not normally with the hormones. Unless it's related to, like, your other pre-existing conditions. Anyways, Mega Man's here, and as expected, Roll is here to represent May. Advertising a new theme park is the thing. As you can see, there is a large crowd for this gathering. Totally not a waste of funds to promote this event. The first theme park is called Castillo. Because they think you have a tumor. Ugh. I mean, that sucks, but I guess I can understand out of, like, all the reasons to be worried. I mean, Lion, didn't you get a, sub from Gravy last time they gave out subs? You wouldn't get ads either way. You're just that talented. But anyways, as expected, the giveaway promotion is related to net battling, because what else would it be? You're not dumb, you're just silly. To be fair, I forget where I have gift subs for, because I never pay for subs myself, but I get gift subs occasionally when people will like mass gift sub bomb places. Anyway, Roll decides I want to be subtle and hint that I want Mega Man to win these tickets for us. But I'm not going to say it because I'm a girl, so I'm not allowed to be direct with it. So she just goes like, twinkle, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And Mega Man's like, what the fuck are you doing? He does eventually get the message, but also like, come on. He acts like he's nervous. It's against 3 viruses. It's not that hard. Like, I'll save in case they made it harder this time, but like, it's just 3 virus battles. So thrilling. But anyways, I can just do this. Gotcha! He has a recover. Reminder, if I shoot the fire and they're standing on one of the grass panels that generates, they take double damage, which is 100 instead of 50. So it is worthwhile to look for that. What do you mean you did 3 of them? Gotcha! Battle 3. I got one of these fucking statue guys. Oh, one of those days, Matt. Sorry, work is stressing you out. Hello, thank you for showing up. How's it going? Do you need to vent to us? I am more than willing to listen to your problems. Someone knocked your coffee all over your desk. Aw, that sucks, that sucks. Am I allowed to talk about, like, what your job is? Is that too much information? But yeah, Matt's a teacher, so he has to deal with a lot considering what's been going on recently. This should kill. Got it! And that clears the survival battle, or whatever they call it in this game. And everyone's like, whoa! We never expected this to happen, even though this guy literally just won a tournament on national television. Or at least local television. This is the local area. Anyways, we get 2 free tickets to the park. And he's like hinting, why don't you go with your little friend, who's totally not a girlfriend, hint hint. Anyways, we log out for the day. And he's like, whoo, this guy's almost scary. Almost like he saved the world 3 times. Anyways, we give her the tickets. And Lan has no idea what's going on. He's like, who are you going to go with? Are you going to go with Yai? And it's like blatantly obvious what she wants to do. He's like, I'd kind of like to go too. Maybe I'll get my dad to take me. Because this guy has the subtlety of like a fucking brick. You have to smack him over the face with the information. And May's like, well, we could. And then we just get interrupted. Because our house alarm actually goes off for once, which is pretty rare. I think this is the first time the house alarm goes off in like 4 games. It's been a story beat since like the first game. It's always been there. But usually it's been fine. So we go inside and we find... Yeah, they just kind of knocked out her mom. So that's not cool. Someone sneaked into the house, sneaked into her room, and knocked her out with some sort of spray. They also fucked with our PC a bit. And it's like, yeah, we gotta let her rest. She ain't doing well. They didn't take money. The room looks normal, because they didn't have the budget for a messed up room. On the PC screen it says, "You've been warned, Lan. We can easily do much worse. If you don't want those you care for to get hurt more, bring the dark chip to Park Area 2. So anyways, we got Jack in, but it's much quicker if we go to the town area first. Because this is the closest login area to the park. We get a closer one later, but not yet. Alright. Can we establish a homepage yet? I don't think we can yet. These people are just selling something. This guy's just looking at the board. And there's no one else up here, so we don't have anything yet. Anyways, we gotta make it to the back of town area in order to reach park area. Because of course we do. That is the #1 rule of this game. You can never get straight to where you're going. Gotcha! Double delete too. And we got to keep the bonus data, which is a bug frag. Speaking of bug frags, we get one there. Anyways. They just immediately destroyed the data, so no chance of getting it this time. Clear. Get a guard for that. Sure. Anyways, you gotta make our way to the back of this area. Anyways, since we log in from outside, we actually get the buff here. Gotcha. Took some damage though, so it hurts our level. Oh well. Anyways, this is where we need to go to get through to park area. So here's one of the most out-of-pocket things happens in this game. Naturally, this place is blocked off. The park is not open yet. Only park staff can enter with a staff code. So Mega Man, being the wise guy that he is, decides to try and shoot it. Naturally, this does not work. But it attracts the attention of someone who's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you shooting at our barrier? Trying to enter, you fucking burglar? And naturally, the park staff is not impressed with that. Trying to break into my workplace. Try explaining that to officials. So yeah, he fights us. And he is decently strong, considering he's a regular Navi. He has 800 health. Fanfare. I'm sorry, question mark? The wind box. Anyways, this can stun him if we get it whenever he's in a stopped position. I see. Anyways, the wind's gone now. So we can do this. Yoink you. And yoink some other chips. This guy has a different charge attack. Everyone quiet when you show up. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes, huh? Alright, thank you for the lurk star. Gotcha! Tough fight, but we got him. Anyways, so this guy accuses us of trying to break in, which we are. We are breaking in. And it's just like, let's loot the body. And we just steal his ID. Ejector 2437561. R-A-E-J D-U-K. R-A-E-J-D-U-K. Clear. Is that his name? I hope not. Otherwise, it will end up on that tragedy subreddit. Where it fucking belongs, but still. Anyways, we're in a new area with new enemies. And I am saving in case I get cheesed in the first encounter. Let's find out. The sheep! The sheep have returned! Let's join that plus 300. Gotcha! And more importantly, I healed. You have off on Friday, so you can probably be here. Sounds like a fun time. Sounds fun. Thank you for showing up in the first place. It's always appreciated. Anyways, I go back this way because I'm pretty sure I need to do this for a secret somewhere. Do I have an unlocker? I think I'm out. I am out, so I cannot unlock that thing. Anyways, this price sucks, but I'm required to buy this for later. You can't stay much longer, but sometime is sometime. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for even showing up. It's always appreciated. Have a good day. I hope the kids don't give you an aneurysm. Yoink some healing. You want chicken nuggets? That's a mood. Gotcha! And a heal. Only a bit, but a heal. Anything else down here? There's fucking nothing. What a waste of time. Get the heal. Gotcha! Well, this person started following you so long ago. Yeah, Matt used to be here more often, but he gets shy around more people, so sometimes he gets scared to, like, come in when it's, like, busy. He's definitely one of my first supporters, though, and I'll always appreciate him for that. That's the way to the other place. Gotta go this way. Sorry if I'm calling you out a bit too much, Matt. I swear it comes from a place of love, okay? Gotcha! It's such a cute chip! It's just sheep runny. You would designate Cutie this person if you weren't saving my points. Do you know what you're saving for yet? Out of curiosity. Sub-chip dealer, get an unlocker. Always worth having at least one. No idea yet? That's fair. Hit point memory! We have 1,000 hit points max! Let's go! Some game you're not sure what yet, though? Yeah, no worries, that's fair. The pickle must think. Understandable, have a nice pickle. Yoink you. Gotcha! Definitely took too much of a beating there, though. Nothing up there, nothing up there. Park Area 2 is where we need to be. Now we cannot unlock that purple down there, that is under the path. Counter 2B. Interesting. Alright, this is the guy we're looking for. And he's the one who we're supposed to give the dark chip to. And naturally, instead of just giving him the chip, he actually has the audacity to try and fight us. Except he's not very good at it. Alright, let's keep going here. Do that. So I have the ability to yank this. Do that, and that will automatically target the middle row. Get hit, idiot. Gotcha! Nice and easy. He's like, what do you want? Why did you have to fight us if we're supposed to just give you the thing? And this is where we hear about Nebula for the first time, who's like the dedicated villain team of this game. They are not as cool as World 3 or Gospel, and they will never be that cool. They are losers, and never think anything else of them. They claim to be on the right side of the argument, even though they explicitly say that they are turning the world to the side of evil. It's not a very convincing argument. Anyways, they don't even take the dark chip, even though they forced us here in order to give it to them. Even after all of this, we still don't tell the authorities. Because we are smart 11-year-olds. If you remember a couple weeks ago, this is Shademan. He's one of the lackeys of the Dark Chip Syndicate's Nebula. He does not help make this group seem intimidating. Supposed to indicate that we're killing him. But this game is too cowardly to actually show anything. Compare this to the second game, where the big bad blew up one of his loser subordinates with a exploding briefcase. That was shocking, especially because it was at the very beginning of the game. Oh yeah, I forgot. More sexism. Mom gets up and we're like, Mom, you need to rest. You just got, like, attacked. And she's like, no, I need to make dinner, because that's the only thing I do in the story. Literally. She worries about Lan, and she cooks. That's the only things. Make me a sandwich, woman? That's her job. She cooks, and she worries. She doesn't actually care. She'll never actually try to stop you. But she worries. Oh yeah, she also teases Lan about anything involving other girls. Because that's the only thing we can do with opposite sex friendships. I'm going to attack them with my frying pan, because that's a woman's weapon. Like, it's just so everywhere if you know where to look for it in these games. Anyways, it skips ahead directly to the weekend. And we get to unlock a new location. The Castillo theme park. This is the location of our next dungeon, and it's also the location of the next tournament. This is because they ran out of budget for new places and couldn't simply reuse the Den Dome. Anyways. Oh boy, you wonder what will happen on this date. So many possibilities. Anyways, we go in and it's like, something strange. Let's check things out. The game actually requires you to interact with a bunch of stuff. Clearly nothing nefarious or virus related. I know, right? I also love all these stupid capitalizations they do for words like emotion and scratch and big tree. Anyways, we're required to jack in and go all the way back to Park Area 3 because we are required to explore the deepest area of every subworld on the internet. Never anything happening in Subworld 1. Alright, the program dealer. I still haven't bought anything from you because you still don't have anything good. But more importantly, there's barely any space with what we have in our current setup. Anyways, we get the code so that we can go out and actually explore the area. This is up in Park Area 1. We still have to go all the way to Park Area 3. But it is a shortcut. If you want to call it that. Still gotta go down this winding fucking path. With sheep! Huzzah! The sheep! Anyways, a lot of this stuff just doesn't work that well for what we got going on. But we can't do that to kill two of them off the bat. This is usually a much more effective way of dealing with them. So if we do that and a heal, we should be able to make some progress. Assuming, of course, it connects. Which is never a guarantee with this thing. Mainly just because of how it times the attack and the running. Stupid cough. Anyways, we stopped at Park Area 2 last time, but now we have to go farther. Because the game said so. Bell chip. Let's go exploring. We can actually use all these ships, which is amazing. Got you. There we go. If fire's guaranteed to deal with them, it does usually take a bit of damage though, just because of how finicky it is. Alright, down here. Now if we keep going, we'll find some secret grabs. Will they be worth it? Probably not. One moment, it paused the music because... Are you still here? Yes, I'm still here. Gotcha! And I even got to keep the chip. Well, the bonus here is actually 2 bug frags. But still, free shit's free shit. Anyways, down here we have 1,000 zennies. No, you're not. You're on the moon, actually. God, I wish I was on the moon. It'd be so harder for people to discriminate against me if I lived on the moon. Anyways, unlocker. What's in here? 5 bug frags. It could be worse. Up here, there is nothing. Let's start our own planet with blackjack and hookers. Is that how it goes? There we go. You just have to make sure to time it so that that green invincibility phase goes when it runs through you. Anyways, on to Area 3. Area 3 has a lot of fucking dead ends, because fuck you, that's why. We do have to keep looking in them though, because sometimes they have stuff. And we need stuff. Star the Pickle Space Traveler. What an oddly specific title. It works. Gotcha! Anything down this way? Dead end right now. Green. It's a bug frag, sure. Alright, let's yoink that. Gotcha! And got healed. Which is the most important bit. Anything up here? A detour. That we will not see yet. Oh, I found the body. That means we're probably getting close to Shade Man. Alright, let's fucking heal. Good lord. Get you. Let's actually just focus on yoinking this hit points first. And I stuck. Great job, Ozo. There we go. Terrible battle. Terrible battle by me. Someone froze the system. It needs purifying. You guessed it. Suddenly a virus jumps out. Whoa! A virus! Anyways, it's virus battling time. Wait for that to break. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not using Flame Soul again, and that's because it's weak to water. And I remembered that the hard way last fight. Heal. Shuffle. No healing. Gotcha! Still a mess. That being said, we cleared it. It couldn't be Nebula. We only just heard about them. No way they're relevant to the next dungeon. Anyways, we fixed it. But we have to go get ice cream before we get on the ride. He's like, what? I have to buy it? And Mega Man's like, yeah, of course. The man is always required to pay on the date because we live in the 1950s still. And we can't have anything other than gender norms. And he's like, man, dating sucks. Anyways, you can jack into the ice cream cart. I believe there's a blue data in here somewhere, which is why I'm doing it. I was correct. There is a regular app. And then there's a little plot detail where she's actually the worker at Higsby's because apparently he pays awful. But we never bring this up again. Anyways, they just call it ice for some reason, even though you could just call it ice cream. There's enough room in it. Anyway, so we get the ice cream. And Lan, of course, is still bitching about dates in his thoughts because that's all they can do with the plot right now, for some reason. That's a GG there. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is like the plush toy where it's like, why do people like this? And then it's like, ugh, girls think it's cute for some reason. Boys could never understand. Ugh. Subtlety is hard in writing. Anyways, we actually get to ride the rides. Although they don't show you riding them, that would be effort. Your plush collection says otherwise. Oh yeah, I totally have like a bunch of plushies. Anyone who says plushies are just for little girls is like a verified loser. But yeah, they just fade into black and have people scream. Like, not actually scream sound effects, but just like shouting in dialogue. Oh, you have custom plushies. That's cool. And then we go on the next ride and we just watch them phase through the door. And again, it fades to black. And screaming in text. Can you at least give us like a still of what the ride looks like? Is that so hard? Anyways, we're going into the haunted house next. Because that never goes wrong in cartoons. Oh yeah, heads up by the way. Next ad break in 5 minutes. Scooby-Doo chase ensues. Kinda. It's chasing her, not us. Also very unnatural screaming sounds. Literally not even an exclamation point on those, it's just like, wow, woo, woo. And it's like, where'd she go? And the answer is, everything went to shit while we were in there. Like this princess robot with an axe. No, we couldn't just have people act as the characters, they all have to be robots. Totally not threatening. Anyways, it's time for the dungeon gimmick. Are you ready for remember how to fill in the blank? Listen, Roll is not able to help ever except when she needs to be saved first. That's the rule of this world. Only Mega Man and the boy characters are allowed to actually be helpful. Why? Because they said so. I mean, him specifically calling that out. Anyways, she now used her axe for blank. The gimmick of this is, did you read the ride descriptions? They have the story. And we have to go find the correct piece of story and bring it back. Regular up, hell yeah. Anyway, there's two pieces of data here. It'll get more complicated as we go, and eventually we'll have to fill in more than one blank. But for right now, it's still kind of boring. It's the best instrument, except it makes the screen shake a lot for no reason. And that's kind of annoying. Can we get some heals? Maybe. The game isn't sure. There we go. Anyways, the ads start in 10 seconds, so I shall be pausing here. Using the restroom and be back in a minute, y'all. Alright. Got about 2 minutes left. Apparently the ads took a moment to get started. Take another cough drop while I'm waiting. Alright, welcome back, y'all. Sorry about the delay. Should be the last ad break today. We'll see if there's one more. Anyway, the first blank is Mirror, because she's been staring at it recently. It's weird personality change that they say is going on. Always used for woodcutting before, she now used her axe for Mirror, and she also fretted over her appearance. Clean. If it's wrong, it just disappears and you have to try again. It also doesn't tell you which one you got wrong if there's multiple blanks. Anyways, the witch takes him and seals him in a blank, and she departs to save her prince. The woman in this story does more to defy gender norms than anyone in the actual game. Just saying. The Mets, baby! Anyways, we can heal basically back up to full here. Bop! And clear. Sorry if I kind of speed through the story elements. The story literally does not change at all from the first playthrough, so it's just doing the same thing but again. Anyways. The answer is big tree. Gotcha! The Gunsel is just too good. Especially considering this is outside where sunlight is. Wrong way, is it? She kidnapped her beloved tomahawk and sealed him in a big tree. Correct. It moves on. I'll probably get one or two wrong just because I didn't fully read stories, but it's like all the same story. Using the very last of her strength, she unleashed her blank on the huge tree. Stupid cough! Alrighty. Up, up. There we go. This blue one over here. Let's yoink you first. Counter 3 meaty. We've seen counter 2, we've not seen counter 3 yet. Nothing down here. And an encounter on the way to the thing. More sheep! Anyways, you need some sort of chip to actually break through the thing. So it's not exactly an easy one to open up. That's why I'm going to get this going. And I'm just going to pop these to get them out of my inventory, because they're not going to help at all with this. I hate how I can't control when this goes off. So bad. So bad. There we go. Lecture. Mighty Blade. And the other one is not showing up because I already grabbed the correct one. Hell yeah. One last encounter before it lets me actually leave. More shape. The timing on that is so important to actually get right. Doesn't matter now though, because I have you. Kind of. Still took a hit. But it's still much faster than normal. Using very last burst strength, she unleashed her mighty blade on the huge tree, and before she knew it, the tree had split in two. For the record, can we just say, like, she was very lucky that this actually helped free him and didn't just kill him since he was trapped in the tree? Like, I'm glad it worked out for you, girl, but, like, research? Anyways, that's the last bit of story for this one. Although I do believe there's a virus battle at the end. Save, so I don't have to redo all that. Same time as pressing the button, viruses started. Whoa! I never saw that coming. At least it's different viruses. Surprise, I had Gunsel. I win. That being said, it's never just one robot. It's always all of them. So next up we got this guy. The Wizard Dog. Forgot I didn't have to talk to it first. Anyways, you gotta do this 4 times in this dungeon. Each one with more and more blanks to fill. Yes, it does get repetitive. It's a cool idea, but like, did you need to make it drag this long? Anyways, his rival, I believe, was WizMonkey. Anyways, down here is the blue data. 1,500 zennies. We'll take that. Fun fact, we're still outside. That means you die. Like immediately. Anyways, which one is the correct one? WizMonkey. First try. Hell yeah. Almost made it back. Ha! You fool, I found Gunsel again. Get double deleted, idiots. Although popular in the river town of Rennis, WizDog had one particular annoyance. This bitter rival was WizMonkey, also living in Rennis. You'd think they'd make it a cat, but like, no, the dog's rival is a monkey. Why? Because we felt like it. The magician appeared one day. He used his blank and had them almost defeated. Let's get on. Nothing up this way, but there is one up this way. This mystery data is a bug frag. We are up to 49 of those things. Easy fight. Biodance. Not it. Magic seal. That is correct. He sealed off their magic. Which is why they were weakened. Though they both tried to chase off the wizard, he used his magic seal and had them almost defeated. Onward we go. First, WizDog used the blank for which dogs are famous, trapping the wizard in a rapid spin. Then WizMonkey used a monkey speed to cling to the wizard's face, and his blank attack left the wizard's face in a mess. Our first 2 blank thing. Although I do believe that this is the end of this story. And yes, the order you place them does matter for this. You fool, I have received the gun soul. You lose. Update, you actually live somehow. Good for you. Except now I'm annoyed you hit me. Gotcha! Alright. Up here is another blue data. This one is recover 150. I believe that's an improvement. Kinda. I'll definitely take it. More hit points healed is better. Especially since it means I can use 2 150s instead of 2 120s in the same turn. Plunge is not it. Good nose, that's the dog one. And scratch is the monkey one. There we go. Back to the teleporter. We go! Alright. It asks you which one you want to insert first, so it doesn't matter what order you pick them up, but you do have to insert them in the correct order. First, WizDog used the good nose for which dogs are famous to trap the wizard in a rapid spin. I don't know why it rapid spins them. I imagine it's just cornering them. Then WizMonkey used a monkey speed to cling to the wizard's face, and his scratch attack left the wizard's face a mess. And the day was saved. Ta-da! That's 2 out of 4. Although the wraps start stopping in random places here. It doesn't matter yet, but in later dungeons this will mean you'll have to do a virus encounter when it does actually stop. Alright, virus battle. This one is way too much electricity. Get out of here. Oh yeah, they also use something that you can't identify. Why am I getting all my heals now? I have now been angered for reasons. Can you fucking leave me alone? There's the gun soul. Yeah! Alright, that's 2 out of 4. Next up we have the Steel Warrior Tin Man. Entering Zone 3 out of 4. And yes, they do only get longer. Thank you for asking. Off we go on our merry way. And again, it starts stopping in the random place. And it's like we're being watched by something. I wonder who could be watching us. This robot had originally been built for blank. As a robot, he didn't have any blank, but desiring this gift so much, he often prayed for it. No blue data back here. Thought there might be. Well. Not the fucking magnets! Unfortunately, I can only do 2 rows, so I can't get both of them. There we go. Mag Bolt 2. Ooh. Anyways, the robot was built for war and wanted emotions. Robot had originally been built for war. As a robot, Tin Man didn't have any emotion, but desiring this gift so much he often prayed for it. Clear. Onward we move. Blank was Tin Man's friend. One day he suddenly became still and lifeless. Now cold without sign of life, not respond to any of his calls. Even when he used his blank, nothing happened. Saving so I don't get stuck at the beginning if I die. And go figure, an enemy immediately appears after I do that. This, and then I get to use this. Gotcha! 300 Zenny. Side path for the blue data. Hit point memory. Let's go. We're almost to half of them. Zombie is not it. Dresser is not it. The fucking magnets again. Gotcha. Gotcha. Just had to time it right. Friend is the bird, and the trick he tried to revive it was the dance. Did not work. Bird was Tin Man's friend, and one day he suddenly became still and lifeless. Even when he used his dance, nothing happened. Clear. Onward we move. I think we stall out here. Yeah. What's that? There's viruses under the raft. Ah! For being in the water, you'd think that there'd be less fire in this virus pile. Go figure. Yoink you. Yoink you. And we're back. Gotcha. Anyways, that will happen again later. I don't think it's in this dungeon, but it does happen in the fourth one. Well, in the fourth area of this dungeon. To atone for his deeds, he decided to be a blank. Only one blank here. Blue data. Attack +1. It's more magnets. Fuck. There we go. Terrible fight, but I move on. Now then. Farm Robo. No. Politician. No. Got you. And gotcha. Toy part. Dancer. I think that's the answer, but I could be wrong if I'm an idiot. It's probably one of the ones I remember the least. Easy clear. Gotcha. That was not it. My bad. It's not a politician. It's not whatever the last one was, so it's probably this one, the toy part thing. There we go. Gotcha. Bag bolt 2. Almost made it back. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, that was it. It just worded weirdly. That's why I second guessed myself on it. Anyways, we made it to the end again. What's the composition? It's more of these fuckers. Stupid cough. Gotcha. That is 3 of them clear. And it's like, hey, one of the toy robots has gone into the vampire manor. Ooh, I never could have seen that coming. Woo! Anyways, the one inside the vampire mansion is the final one of this quote-unquote dungeon. And oop, it's actually dark now. I don't think there's any viruses you gotta deal with here. Yeah, that was the correct way to there. Oh hey, look, it's not that hard. Where? 6-year-olds crying in the corner, remembering their PTSD from not being able to navigate this. Anyways, this is the final one. Like I said, so it'll probably take a bit past the ads to get to the end of this one, but we should be able to get through here pretty quickly. How exactly do you identify if something passing through your body is an evil force, by the way? Anyways, onward we go, onto the river of lava for aesthetics, you know? I remember it stopping at least once here. It's not going to do it yet, but it will do it later. Django the Solar Boy carried Blank, the solar gun, and with the blank that had been worn by his father, he set off to defeat vampires. Not that one yet. It's not the red underwear. Enemies! Woo! It's fire themed! Who would have seen that coming? Anyways, now we have to deal with more Trumbies who shake the damn screen. Because that's fun. Anyways, this guy just actually does not hit you if you are down here. Because he always stays out of your lane. Anyways, I don't know if you noticed, but when the screen shakes, I can't move. So that's kind of like the main annoyance. It's not just the screen shake. Gunsoul's the first one, Crimson Scarf's the second one. You should recognize the Gunsoul because it's one of our main chips we've been using. Finally got your chicken nuggets? Let's go! Django the Solar Boy carried Gunsoul, the solar gun, and with the crimson scarf that had been worn by his father, set off to defeat vampires. Like I said, I've been skipping through the story mostly because we've already done it once and the prompts do not change between your runs. But this entire dungeon here is basically a reference to another game series that was made by Capcom in the GBA era. Not that anyone plays it. On his travels, Django met Blank, the sun's spirit, and they decided to travel together. So right now we're looking for the sun spirit's name. Anyways, this is a problematic combination. So let's get rid of you as soon as we can. Because if they stop the screen shaking, I can't defend myself against this guy. There we go. Anyways, first off, let's go get the data. It is regular up 2. The memory increases more. Miss Sun. I don't think that was the name. I'll double check it against the other option, because there's 2 per option here. Note that we are no longer outside, so it's not as strong as it was. It still can get kills, though, especially if they stay in their column. Flame line 2. Sunlight. Moonlight. And Otenko. I believe Otenko is the name of the sun spirit. The other option we'll be dealing with next is between sunlight and moonlight, so do keep that in mind. That's about what I thought. It's hard to get anything solid on this one with Flame Soul, hence why we're not using it. Search Soul works better for the fire guy. There we go. Alright, nice and easy clear there. And then note how this has 2 separate areas here. Next one we're going to have to decide between sunlight and moonlight. On his travels, Django met Otenko, the sun spirit, and they decided to travel together. Feel the evil force coming from the east, they go that way. And then we move on to the next panel. The way to Eastern Town, met the town's dreaded vampire, Draki. Evading numerous monsters and traps, got to Draki's chamber, battle death ensued. In a manner where the blank does not shine. The vampire was at a great advantage. Since talking directly about the advantage it gives him to use it, this is referring to the sunlight. So we don't want the moonlight. Encounter. Woo! See, this is tricks that I can do this. And then completely whiff it like an idiot. Oh well, that's what backup plans are for. Hey Mario, how's it going? Nice. We're just coming up on the end of Draki's Manor. Watching 2 streams at once is a pain. Let me guess, you're also watching Hazelmoon's because she's doing that one Joy game I know? I remember you got really invested the last time she played that game. Manor where the sunlight does not shine. Vampire was at a great advantage. And onward we go. Yeah, no worries, Mario. We're probably got another 20 to 30 minutes of my stream. Oh, god damn it, the music stopped again. Sorry, I sometimes just don't notice because it just stops because it's like, hey, are you still there? And it's like, yeah, we're still there. I've got my playlist on in the background. Oh yeah, they fucking loop us around in order to force the next bit to happen. Helpless before Draki's attack, Django eats the solar fruit blank in order to gain strength. No, we've already established this. You're on the moon, remember? Ah, yes, yes, of course. Apple. What music do I want? I thought the music was already pretty audible. Can you not hear it? Like, you're more than welcome to suggest game songs in the server and DMs, but I've been trying to keep it to like mostly indie games and like lesser known games. Well, I have the music going, but yeah, I don't blame you for having trouble hearing. Sunlight had come from blank. And then you have the scream that Draki let out. Well, that the gun still have. Yeah, I turned it up 10%. Anyways, we got the final 2 points here. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to force the ad to run now while I collect the last couple prompts so it does not interrupt the oncoming boss fight. So, see y'all in a few minutes if you're not subbed. And I'll go collect those last few things. They do not shout mom. Vulcan 3W. Sure. That won't stop me from killing you, you idiot. There we go. Yeah, I should probably change to the wind salt here. Because that'll make it easier to hit him. Yeah, I can share the playlist afterwards if you want, Star. There we go. It's not Mom who's shouting. Skylight, I think, was the first one. And Tayo was the cry that he made. Well, I can't see. Insulin and string cheese fire. Hell yeah. There we go. Welcome back from the ads, y'all. Sorry about timing them weird. I just wanted to avoid missing a boss fight because of it. Anyways, it's going to force us into a virus fight after we put these in. Skylight and Tayo. Last second beam of light cut through Janko. The sunlight had come from the skylight above. Janko held up the gun to Soul and let out a scream. Tayo! And charged his solar battery. Struck his heart. That single weak point was the light of the sun. Body was engulfed in flames. And the burning Draki charged headlong at him. Draki's burnt banner, a vampire's laugh echoed through the silence. And that should stop somewhere around here. Yeah. Virus fight! Whoop! Oh right, the fucking Volgear EX. I'm still not sure what these question mark chips activating are. Get rid of you. There we go on you. And then we can heal that. Oh yeah, the Gunhill Soul is also good because it can break through defenses like when it's not vulnerable. Now shouldn't you hurry to where the switch is located, teehee. Anyways, there's no switch here. Shocker. Yeah, this guy here who's totally been not suspicious the entire time does the laugh that we recognized, and it's Shade Man. Surprise! Messed up the story so maybe the vampire could win. Of course this guy would want that, shocker. But yeah, he's just here to fuck with us because of the dark chip we have. I'd really love you to have it, but it holds very special data, so we kind of need it bad. Yeah, see, this is why I told Deland to get rid of it a month ago, but the game doesn't let him get rid of it. So that's fun. Also, how the hell did we trap him in here? You lured us in here. Anyways, anyone who grabs onto a dark chip and has it in their inventory gets a Dark Soul imprint version of them. Basically their darker side. And the idea is that he wants to use this to take over control of us. Specifically Mega Man. But yeah, we just fucking shoot it. Remember all that time about how we can't just throw it away? We just shoot it. Anyways, naturally this pisses off the guy who wants the dark chips. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, there is a requirement for this fight. You are required to use a dark chip in order to finish the fight. So naturally our goal is to just get to that point. In order to do that, let's hide. Because if you just shoot him normally, yeah, that doesn't do much in this game. So if my memory's correct, what we need to do is actually get hit a time or two. Either that or let a certain amount of turns pass. Yeah, just going a certain amount of turns will do it. So we are required to use a dark chip here. They are required to use these in order to win the fight. No other time do I recommend using dark chips, but you are required to do it in order to win the fight. Till I give you songs to listen to when you're bored. I can send you the playlist after if you want to start. Anyways, since you're legally required to use the dark chip in this fight, it does not punish you here like it does everything else. Yeah, stars in the Discord. Any other time you use the dark chip in a fight, it actually lowers your maximum hit points by 1 permanently. You never get that back. So naturally he tries to give in to the dark side, even though it's literally the only option for winning this fight. And it's required as part of the story because it needs to have Mega Man let the dark chip get a grip on him somewhat. It's stupid, but I do get that part by itself. Anyways, he doesn't actually die, he just gets away because he's a vampire and he can respawn, even though he's actually a Navi. Go figure! Because you do hear about him later in the Undernet somewhere, I think Undernet 4? But that's a whole side quest. Anyways, they're like, hey, thank you for saving all the robots. Maybe we should actually hire actors next time instead of having robots play human roles, even though we could just hire humans. He also thanks May, even though she didn't do anything except cry out for help for Lan. Anyways, here comes Sho, the guy we should have given the dark chip to at the very beginning. He's like, what do you know about Nebula? And Sho's like, yeah, I've heard of them. Legal group of world activity. Been active for a while, but now they're being more active. He's like, is it a global threat? He's like, yes. And they use dark chips because they are forbidden under network law. Says they're nastier than World 3. They're actually just more cringe. He's like, you didn't use a dark chip, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And we're not allowed to tell them we did. But they do give us like an ominous warning. Anyways, I will give a heads up. If you play the other version of Battle Network 4 Blue Moon, when you get to his arc, you actually find out that Sho did give in and use a dark chip at least once. So that just makes him a hypocrite. But you don't find that out in this game. So that's a fun little bit of side story if you're interested in that. Evil villain in the dark. Who could it be? It's not like I've played this game before. In his defense, maybe he was story locked like you were. I forget if he describes why he used it. I just know that he ended up using it. Anyways, after we go through this cutscene, I will wrap up the stream. And next time we will start with the Eagle Tournament, but again. But yeah, they're just talking to us about the format for the preliminaries. Plus, how else would he know to warn you? I mean, he is part of, like, an official group of net battlers whose job is to handle threats like that. He doesn't have to use it to at least have heard of them and what they do. There's probably, like, a whole thing about them in the committee, like, dossier, like their handbook about Nebula. Means someone had to do it. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an official. They could have just heard it from word of mouth of, like, victims that they've tried to help. I get what you're saying, though. We don't know the circumstances, and since we're not playing Blue Moon, we probably will never get to see it on the stream. Anyways, next time we'll be going to hunt for the 50 points in order to pass the preliminaries. If my memory is correct, it takes a while. Anyways, let's go ahead and stop my music. And let's go ahead and do the ending soon. Who to rate today? Ba-bum-bum. I'm not going to send you all over. Since I know you're going to ask, Mario, I am not sending you over to Hazel Moon because I do not wish to send people to a horror game if they are not ready for it. Like, there's a list of games that I will stream, that I will send people to. I will not send people to horror games, and I will not send people to any game that could be spoilery. Which is why I make sure I have not sent anyone to Silksong streamers, as cool as that is. She's playing Uma Musume. It's hard to go wrong with that. It's also her first time playing that, so I can tease her about stuff. Anyways, this has been Ozocrite Sheer Pronouns. 7 days left to the PNG Tuber. And I'll see you tomorrow for SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Have a good day now. Bye-bye.